Hello everyone, this is Ladycroft PR with a different kind of video. So last week I went on a trip to New York to visit my family, and while there I had the chance to visit a few places or just simply explore the city of Manhattan. Now the audio from some of the clips got messed up from the strong winds, construction noises and other stuff, so instead of including the audio from them, I'm doing a voiceover to narrate everything that happened in the trip and where I went with the Nepu Nepus, which are Idea Factory's cute plushies. I got them in December and brought them to the trip, and if you've been following me on Twitter, you know how much I love to post pictures of them doing fun stuff or simply posting. So without any further ado, let's begin the Neplog. Approaching the landing in the airport, I could see the houses, cars and streets covered in snow, which slightly reminded me of the land of white serenity, Louis. This was my first time at a really cold temperatures, below the 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 10 degrees Celsius. A very different temperature for someone used to the heat. I stayed in a hotel near Times Square, so it would be easier to visit the city, as well as to be closer to where some of my family lives. It was my first time seeing snow, so it was pretty exciting being able to be there and play with it. Nep also wanted to see it. In a request by a Twitter user, I made a tiny doggo snowman with Neptune and Blanc posing besides it, just to give the image that they made it. One of the places I visited was the Madame Tussauds Museum. I still can't say the name. Which is a museum where you can find realistic wax figures from artists, singers, political figures, and more. I took tons of pictures of the Nepu Nepus besides some characters or famous people. They had some recognizable faces there like Robin Williams, Steven Spielberg, Albert Einstein, Queen Elizabeth II, and some past presidents of the United States. And the Nep running for president apparently. One of the new additions they made to the museum is called the Ghostbuster Experience, based on the new reboot movie. Lonnie and I went to explore what it was all about, and she showed no fear in the presence of some ghosts. Next off, I took the ferry that went to the Liberty Island and Ellis Island. The Statue of Liberty, known for being a historical figure and a main attraction, it was no doubt I had to see it. Oh yeah, Noir also wanted to see it. The view from the ferry is amazing. All those pictures of the city we're used to seeing on the internet, frames and others, it was cool to see it with my own eyes. A spectacular view, which Neptune also liked. While recording this, I was at the corner of the ferry trying to record Nep without making my hands too visible, but due to the windy weather, I was freaking out a little. But hey, it all turned out good. Where else did the Nepu Nepus and I went? One of the tallest buildings in America, the Empire State Building. Mostly known for that one building King Kong reaches the top to make himself known as the king of the world or to fight planes. The view up there was stunning. All the city buildings, traffic and company logos are easy to find. So if you can't find a place in particular, just go to the Empire State Building and you might just find it. The building has 102 floors. The first point you can go is to the 86th floor, and the second is the 102nd floor for an additional cost. I thought it was good enough just to see it from the 86th floor, but boy was it windy and cold there. Took some pictures of Blanc there enjoying the view, as well as Noir. Oh, that's right. Did I mention people were giving me weird looks to all the places I took the Nepus to picture or record them? It was actually really funny, though I did capture the attention of many kids in a good way. One of the other places I had the opportunity to visit was the World Trade Center, known for the place where the tragedy of the fall of the Twin Towers occurred. Though now with the years they made another skyscraper known as the One World Trade Center, as you can see in the video. Being there, I visited the 9/11 Tribute Center, where they had people who were there on September 11, 2001 to tell you their stories of what they saw that day, and pictures, videos, and audios from the events that also occurred. It was heartbreaking seeing all the victims of the attack and some of the explanation videos, since you can see all the destruction and chaos that was going on. Later on, I saw the memorial of the towers. Seeing them was a sad sight, especially being on the spot where many people died that day. But at the same time, it was a well done memorial. You could see people really cared and went there to give their prayers and condolences to those victims, and I did so as well. I went to a few other places, but I didn't really get the footage of them since I forgot to do so because I easily forget to do things. Some of the other places I visited was the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum and the tour called The Ride, which I recommend you guys to take that tour if you ever go to New York. It's really fun. Of course, I also visited one of the most famous places of New York, Times Square. The place is full of billboard promotions, some of the most known stores and restaurants, as well as filled with a lot of people. During the whole week I was there, it only snowed one day, and it was beautiful but really cold. It was lovely to see some people make snowballs and throw them at each other playfully, not something I see every day. Lastly, I went to probably the most confusing park I've ever been in my whole life, Central Park. I only visited it at night and went on a long walk trying to find one of the ice skating rinks in the area, but I ended up getting lost, and by the time I got there, it wasn't even open, and that was pretty disappointing. But hey, at least Vern and I enjoyed a nice walk on the snow, as well as the view. And that, guys, was my trip to New York. It was really fun to visit so many places as well as spend time with my family. And now that I'm back, I'll be editing videos again, so look forward to that. And this vlog sort of videos is not something I'll do a lot, just on very special occasions. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I wish you all a great day. Bye bye!